Honestly, anything other than life in prison for these people is nothing but a slap on the wrist. But I love that there's two Proud Boy members that are getting 30 plus years in prison. They probably wish they never tried to help Trump become dictator.
Sentencing underway this hour for Joe Biggs, the Proud Boys leader and InfoWars correspondent. And then later this afternoon, a judge will sentence Zach Reel, the president of the Proud Boys Philadelphia chapter. They both face around 30 years in prison. NBC News Justice reporter Ryan Riley is outside the courthouse here in D.C. So, Ryan, what do we know so far?
Those two are probably like 30, maybe late 30s or 40s. So they're gonna come out of prison around 60 to 70. What a time, what a way to spend like the rest of your life.
About today's hearings and sentencings.
Yes. So Judge Timothy Kelly is now on the bench. Actually, Enrique Tarrio, the head of the Proud Boys, was supposed to be sentenced yesterday, but Judge Kelly wasn't feeling so great, so he got on the bench today and apologized for his absence yesterday. Tarrio's hearing has now been rescheduled for Tuesday. But what that means is that this morning or later today, probably around in the noon hour, I would expect, we could see a record-setting sentence for January 6 cases. Right now, the record belongs to Stuart Rhodes, the founder of the Oath Keepers, who was sentenced to 18 years in federal prison back in May. In that case, federal prosecutors has gone for 25 years, and they ended up with a sentence of 18 years. But in this case, prosecutors are going for even more. They want Joe Biggs to spend 33 years behind bars, saying that he was really an instigator on January 6th and was driving a lot of this sort of move towards rebellion and move towards political violence by the Proud Boys leading up to the January 6th attack. Unlike Enrique Tarrio, who's actually on the ground on January 6th and had a bullhorn with him and was leading the Proud Boys march as they marched around the Capitol. He was right there during that initial breach at the Peace Monument, and then made his way all the way to the gallery of the Senate.
Yeah, that guy, the Enrico Tarria, should be given life in prison. All the leaders of these terrorist groups should be getting life in prison.
Took a selfie of himself out there after he left the building. He then filmed another selfie video saying that January 6th was a day that would live in infamy. He was not someone who testified during the seditious conspiracy trial, unlike his co-defendant and person who will also be sentenced today, Zachary Reel. But he is someone who was really, prosecutors say, a major driver of this entire effort, and the Proud Boys being at the center, the sort of tip of the spear of this January 6th attack, Ryan.